The chaos of war, confusion, shattered lives. The PGA Tour is committed to help repair those lives affected most by helping to give our soldiers coming home a sense of normalcy. Tournaments offer a respite and a little R&R with free tickets and a special Patriots outpost.
These men are putting their lives on the line every day, fighting for our freedoms and for others, and we need to show that appreciation. And so, even though I don't serve in the military and Amy doesn't serve in the military, we still feel that there's a responsibility and something that we can do to help.
The Mickelsons started Birdies for the Brave as a way to do their part for the troops. Other players have joined in, committing money for each birdie and eagle to military charities.
So many other PGA Tour pros have been representing other military charities that it was a nice fit for us to all come together under the title Birdies for the Brave. It's been a good effort by all players on the PGA Tour, and it's cool to see.
One of the groups Mickelson supports is Homes for Our Troops, which builds specially adapted houses for severely injured veterans at no cost to the veteran.
To see people come back from the war and not be able to get around their own home, it would be very easy to say, why me, and be bitter. Instead, they come back with this optimism and feeling as though they want to do more to continue serving their country. To me, that just means a lot. I get inspired by their upbeat optimism as well as their positive outlook on life.
February 24th, 2007, I was doing a patrol in the Mulab district of Ramadi, Iraq. I was on top of a roof, setting up a camo net. I was shot in the right side of the neck by an Iraqi sniper. The gunshot hit me in the right side of the neck and felt like a ton of bricks. I immediately fell forward onto the camo net and was unconscious. It was weird because I'm laying there on the rooftop and they're rolling me around to check for additional injuries, and I can't feel anything. And I'm like, is this what it feels like to be shot?
They say there's strong, and then there's Army strong. On his second tour in Iraq, just 6 weeks to the day after getting married, Staff Sergeant Matthew Kyle's life would hang on a test of that strength.
Doctor comes in and explains my injury, the fact that I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I wouldn't be able to move anything ever again. My wife and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, okay, where do we go from here? What do we need to do to get out of the hospital, rehab, and then continue our life?
It changed everything in an instant. Everything that was important was no longer important. The only thing that was important was him staying alive, and that was it. That was all that mattered.
Sun's starting to set.
Oh, it's so pretty.
After fighting for his life in the hospital and enduring months of grueling rehab, Matthew gained limited use of his left arm. Eventually, the time came for the couple to find a place to live and settle down.
Started looking at homes with a real estate agent, and it was just demoralizing. I mean, trying to find something that we could make accessible as much as possible for me in this wheelchair, it was difficult.
When you go into a place that's not handicap accessible and you're trying to live there, you have no independence whatsoever because you can't even get around. We really had no clue what it really took to build an accessible home and what that really meant.
Enter Homes for Our Troops.
August 11th, 2007, we're at this event where I was the guest of honor, and they bring me up in front of this huge crowd of people. And John Gonzalez grabs the mic and walks out and says, I'm founder of Homes for Our Troops, and I'd like to build a home for you and your wife that's completely accessible and handicap accessible. And I started crying. My wife started crying too.
That was like the happiest moment of our lives. I mean, aside from our wedding, I don't know that it gets any better than that. Having such a big challenge and knowing that we could not have done this on our own.
The entire community came together and building began. In September 2008, a little more than a year after the announcement, Homes for Our Troops presented Matthew and Tracy the key to their new home, fully accessible and specialized to meet Matt's needs. But it's proven to be much more than just a place to live.
Disabled veterans strive for a little bit more independence each day, or some form of normalcy. And being in a home like this, where I can get around everywhere in it without anybody's help, is huge for us.
It helps us start our new lives and our new normal and move on. And this is a huge part of our healing. It's made just all the difference in our lives.
They build these homes around the disabled veterans' disability, and I don't think they missed anything.
This December, Tracy will give birth to triplets, and the house will be filled with the sounds of kids playing and growing up in the perfect place. Thanks in part to the efforts of Birdies for the Brave, the Mickelsons, and the PGA Tour, a little can be given back to someone who gave so much for his country.
It's a brand new day. For the first time in such a long, long time, I know I'll be okay.
Without their support, I wouldn't be living in this house. And without their support, a lot of these nonprofits wouldn't be able to do what they're doing, which is changing lives.
Matt and I are truly living the American dream now. We're homeowners, we're gonna raise a family, and we have this beautiful home to do it in. This is what everybody dreams about. So we finally caught up to where we wanted to be before his injury.
We probably couldn't have done this by ourselves in 30 years. I live out in a country setting on 5 acres with a beautiful home on top of that, and I have the American flag out there, and I'm so proud of that American flag. I mean, that's why I was serving my country. And to be able to roll out of my house and to see that high on that pole is just a great feeling.